Welcome back, guys, and here we go. Do or die time for these two countries, and it is all up to our remaining Protoss players to see who is gonna be the victor in this 3-3 bout. toString versus MarauaderZ. Gonna be an interesting one, but before we get into that game, let's quickly recap what's been going on so far. And if you see that small token, just Simon, your name is just way too long, and I think I'll just make that the standard there of the win token later on. So it kind of ifs me out in terms of production, but it is what it is. And Ranger, Septimus, and Zeng getting some W's there for Team Malaysia, but Okchos, Solomon, and Justice Simon making those W's happen as well. So 1-1 and then 2-2. It's all up to this in this final PvP. We saw, or maybe didn't see, a pretty slow PvP a while ago between Inquisitor and Zeng. The question is, will it be the same kind of case here between MarauaderZ and toString? It is all down to this, and we are going on a pretty classic map. Eternal Empire is the way to go. Interesting color scheme. MarauaderZ gonna be representing Malaysia here. toString for Vietnam. And who will win that to have a date against Singapore? Let's find out as we get into the game. I gotta say, guys, there's one thing I wanna start things off this game before anything else. Yesterday, we got 2 4-3s, and today, this first one, we will get a 4-3 for sure. So I'm happy. Maybe I'm like a little bit of a lucky thing to give us these 7 game affairs to really make sure that goes down to the wire. But, you know, it's not up to me. It's not about me. It's about these players. And it's about these two countries looking to survive in the Southeast Asia League. Introducing first. On the bottom left, you would think, from his name, he plays Terran. But no, sir, it ain't Terran. It ain't Terran whatsoever. It's Protoss. He is looking to get a little bit more done and make sure that Malaysia doesn't throw their lead away. He won it out against Gobelam yesterday in their elimination match against the Philippines. Amazing comeback, holding the line on this very, very specific map. He is the man who doesn't use grenades, he uses beams. It is MarauaderZ. So there you go. That was just pretty much it. You know, I just talked about it, made sure that we discussed everything going on, and hey, you know, it is what it is. And you know, MarauaderZ, very impressive at looking to survive, looking to do a lot there. And we were able to get a lot of good games going. And remember, guys, we are on Twitch, so which means you can check out the VOD live at any point in time. And you can see whatever game you want to see that has happened so far. Tomorrow afternoon, all the YouTube VODs will be up as well. From yesterday's VODs, of course, they're all up. So that's Malaysia versus Philippines and Vietnam versus Singapore on youtube.com/DaksCast. It's a link right there if you click it. And if you're on mobile, it's the first link you will see. But, oh, we haven't even introduced our other player here. He's looking to tug the hearts of Vietnam right now. And maybe, just maybe, this one little string will be enough to tie things up and get a little ribbon on top of this victory. Will Vietnam be able to go for the reverse sweep after losing out a number there? Will they get the 3 in a row? We'll find out if our orange Protoss named toString can do something about it. So here we go again. Eternal Empire is our map, and oh, that's very early. Okay, so we always talk about this: 2 gate, 1 core, Nexus first for both sides, but MarauaderZ playing 1 gate, 1 core instead. Interesting. Now, usually when you see your opponent expand on PvP, that's when you say, okay, I can win now. I can push those 400 mils, make a big difference, and I can just get a big army, get the Immortal earlier on, that kind of thing. But if both sides are going for the expansion, then I don't even know what to do right now. This is very different from what we usually see. This is more standard for matchups against Terran, and especially Zerg. But it is going to be a 3-minute expansion right there. And I guess it is just toString seeing MarauaderZ expand. So he's like, okay, I can kind of play it in a way that's familiar to me in other matchups, and might as well, right? Might as well get the Nexus as well. They do have batteries ready to go to make sure that they are safe and sound. And it really feels like that, you know, it feels like these guys were planning to go Nexus first anyway, because their shield batteries were looking to get placed at some point in time before anything else. Yeah, it's a little weird for me. It's a little bit different, that's for sure. That you see that in PvP. It's so risky to not go 2 gate 1 core and stay on one base for a little bit, but it is what it is. And it seems like it'll work for both sides. So going for tech right now, it's Twilight Council here as well as a Forge for toString. So early upgrades plus whatever this is gonna be interesting. So Blink Stalker and +1 at the same time. toString, I think he's gonna heavily invest on a Blink Stalker composition. I don't really foresee him going for the robo facility as of yet if he can't keep up on that economy. And never mind, I was completely wrong. Immediately. That's why I don't do analysis too much, guys. Okay, so if you're going to play Stalker and ground 1 +1, getting the Immortal is the next best thing. Okay. Forget what I just said. His economy's gonna be fine. He has 2 base anyway. I forget that one thing, that he's on 2 base. And MarauaderZ is gonna be having the robo facility as well. So he went for the robo facility here first. He's just making sure that he's gonna have Immortals ready to go just in case. Because he does feel like, since he went for that Nexus first, that he does want to make sure that he's ready against his opponent. But now, he scouts things out. There we go with the Observer, seeing everything going on. And I think for MarauaderZ, if he sees the +1 and the Blink Stalker being chrono boosted, that's gonna be a big tell of where exactly his opponent is in terms of tech so far. There we go though with the chrono boost, and yeah, MarauaderZ sees exactly what's going on. So in this instance, he decides to go for Robo Bay instead. He wants to go for maybe a Disruptor help out against those Stalkers. But the thing is, if you do play Disruptor against Stalkers and they're able to blink on backwards, then that's pretty easy there for toString to just circumnavigate and get those takedowns. If you go for Colossus on the other side, sure, it does some good AoE damage, but it's not going to be too painful. So what's the play here for the Robo Bay? That's the question there. In any case, maybe, just maybe, we can crack the code here. And that is going to be time for charge slots in this instance. So yes, it will be Colossus for MarauaderZ. We'll find out though if toString can micro these stars in a good way and make sure that he can evade at any point in time. Immortal going to get produced as well. +1 is already ready to go. And in the long run here for toString, I gotta say he has a big advantage so far. He got that Forge very early, which allows him to get +1 into +2. And basically, this is both sides taking the fact that neither side is going for an aggression in different ways. Here for toString, he's going for a long-run approach of getting +1, getting some upgrades on the Twilight Council to make his gateway units better. On the other side, MarauaderZ is fast-tracking his way to get external thermal lands, to get Colossi, to get some pretty impressive units. So, there's nothing wrong with both of these players, what they're doing. They're just going about it in 2 different directions on macro. But for me, you know, these Colossi are gonna be a good target for maybe those Stalkers if used correctly here by toString. But at the same time, of course, if they are all bunched up, the Colossus can get some good damage on with thermal beams, and we'll find out who has the right idea in this game. Still though, MarauaderZ right now, all grouped up and ready to go. He has Immortal, he has one Colossus, he has these Stalkers as well in position. And for the time being, charge lot as well as the +2 here from toString is going to be the next pair that he wants to go on. Templar Archives ready to go as well. Robo Bay is there as well. And what's the plan right now for toString? Is he going to go for Colossi as well? It's very easy to handle an army with Colossus, that's for sure. Makes sure that you have that sustained damage from in behind. And without the, those dedicated anti-air units, then it's just going to be MarauaderZ having a medley of ground to deal with. Still though, more gateways right now on both sides, and basically the plan of action has to be when you can't really buy anything, can't really build anything per se, then might as well get those gateways in the first place. But Robo Facility number 2 here for toString. Would we be surprised to see him double pump out those Colossi as well against charge lots that are ready to go at the same time? And it seems like for both of our players, yes, it's time for the macro. Eternal Empire is a map where you can take your sweet time, because it's pretty big. There's a lot of space for you and your opponents to distance yourselves accordingly. In any case though, it's all up to that one big fight. They're really those games where you're on a lower skill cap, your lower skill rating, and it usually boils down to the big 200 battle. And it seems like that's gonna be the case here in this map. It feels like it's gonna be the case here in this battle. Some disruptors looking to get produced for the time being. They're making sure that they will have at least something to go on in the first place. And for now, it seems like pylons being built here by toString so far in behind. Still the MarauaderZ exposing his cards and at least getting control of the Cell Naga Tower there. toString though in the meantime has been holding this one into the middle of the map. And we hear the consciousness awakening because these disruptors are ready to go. I like this better here from toString. I gotta say it's more difficult for him to for sure in terms of micro, but effectively, if toString can make those big balls get the boom on, then he can get a really big advantage here. No Blink Stalker also there from MarauaderZ. He's sticking around and he wants to go for Side Storm instead. And on the other side, more High Templar right now being warped on in to become Archons. Disruptors here and there as well. And I'm already envisioning the big fight coming our way. And we'll find out if Colossi can beat Disruptor in a PvP. This is all for the marbles. It all comes down to this. And the thing about the Disruptor, it's very hard to handle. They don't have any attack, and you just right-click them alongside everything else. They will move on forward just to die. You also need to make sure that the Purification Nova does connect before letting them die, because it will get cancelled. The Disruptor is felled in the field of battle in that instance. And maybe, just maybe, the +1 here on the side of MarauaderZ, can it actually help out against all the other units? The Disruptor can be a really good cleanup tool. It's like a mop, looking to make sure that everything is gone, erased from existence. But here on Eternal Empire, the micro is not looking too much here, but the macro is looking oh so eternal so far. But here comes a flock of charge lots already, looking to get in position onto the north side of Eternal Empire. And one stalker. This guy is a brave man. He is the only one going for it. And it seems like the charge lots will be meeting a Blink Stalker. They do one thing at each other there and basically do what they can and more. Still though, Warp Prism onto the south side already, and we'll find out if he can get the drop on here. toString though will get anticipated by MarauaderZ. He sees that Warp Prism there, and a rock, a hard place, and just a bail on that. No choice but to say, okay, never mind, because these stalkers are ready to go. These cannons are being warped on in. And what a way to go about things. What a response here from MarauaderZ. He's like, okay, I don't really want to commit any units here, so I'm just gonna put cannons. Screw it. That works. That works, right? And at the very least, he is almost close to the 200-200. Both sides are. They're very even on the worker count, so no side will have a big economical boon if one side loses the army. So it is going to be time for this. Here we go, though, with the Nova! And oh my god! That's goodbye already to so much supply! Okay, goodbye. Game's done. Time to go home, MarauaderZ. Time to go home, MarauaderZ. No fighting. No fighting. This is like when you go to the schoolyard and the bully not only steals your money, but also just punches you out of nowhere. But he's gonna go at it, wants to go for the choke. And there we go with the side stars right now, getting damage on. This is gonna be pretty good, but the stalkers are pretty tanky. And there we go again with the Nova. Doesn't connect this time. Here we go again, though. It's gonna be toString getting in behind. Colossus will take too much damage there. And boom goes the dynamite. Boom goes the balls. And it's just like Mike, when you go for the Space Jam on, you get the slam dunk on. And this is just MarauaderZ running out of that special stuff and getting the hell out of there. Disruptors win games, guys. Disruptors win games. And for toString, all he needs to do now is literally nudge the last domino to make sure that Vietnam gets the most amazing reverse sweep in this game. But Disruptors have proven to be superior, and that's really just a problem there. Without that mobility, especially without that Blink Stalker, there is no saving those units. And the Charge-Ons need a target before anything else. Really good play there from toString to stay out of vision, to stay away. And that Purification Nova was the cleanest thing we have ever seen. Here we go, though. We are going to be getting on with the push, and it is going to be time for the Nova yet again. Gets a slam onto the Archon there. No energy, no shields, and goodbye again to a number of Zealots. No, that is going to be disrupted, though, going on down. And GG, well played. Micro will prove superior in a macro game, and Eternal Empire will herald Vietnam with the comeback they need to book a date against Singapore. Revenge match from the semifinals, grand finals time here for Vietnam. What a game that was. What a series this has been. And absolute commendations to both countries, but it is Vietnam with the comeback to seal all those comebacks and more. Gotta give props though to Malaysia. They have proven to be a really strong country as well. And kudos to them for bringing in a really good fights. I'd love to see some more Zergs from their country really soon. But it really just goes to show their Terran and Protoss play pretty much world class here in our region. That was, that was a fun one. That's for sure. That was a really good game. And what a way to end our match. We got a victory there for MarauaderZ. He's able to eke it out for the side of Vietnam, for Malaysia, unable to win. Oh my god, I messed up the names. toString rather with the win. My bad there. MarauaderZ with the W. I was busy fixing the win token, guys. So toString, those disruptors, mate. Those disruptors. And MarauaderZ, I get the idea. I get the idea there that he's playing the Colossi to have a very, very simple army to micro. He's just gonna go A move and win. Because when you're playing Protoss and you think, okay, I get to 200, A move, win. That's the show right there, right then. But for toString, he saw exactly what's going on. And we were talking about a while ago what the paths these two took. toString not only had the upgrade advantage, but he also had the utility upgrades for sure. Those gateway units were a lot better. Blink Stalker making a difference in terms of that control, in terms of that mobility. And disruptors were really just the right call there. I gotta say there for toString, taking advantage of the fact that MarauaderZ really invest too much on those gateway units. And in the end, he gets the victory there for Vietnam. Absolutely impressive. What a series this has been. And I gotta say, it was an absolutely fun one to say the least. GG's indeed though, between the two countries of Vietnam and Malaysia. toString impressing in the end, showing some really good disruptor control in a fight like that. And while it is going to be saying time goodbye to Malaysia, I gotta say to them that they have really impressed me, and they have really impressed many in the region. They end in our top 3. They end this one on a pretty high note though. It was a really good run, and kudos to Ranger, Septimus, and Zeng, and pressing on the Malaysia side, getting those W's, but the score doesn't lie, and here we go with our final results. Vietnam takes 4, Malaysia with an early 3, but in the end, the last 3 are where it counts. And that is going to be victory right there for so many. Akcha, Solomon, Justice Simon, and toString win those dubs. On the other side, Malaysia winning it out with Ranger, Septimus, and Zeng. An amazing series, an amazing set. And we are not done as of yet. We still got one more match waiting for y'all. And it is going to be Singapore versus Vietnam. We'll find out who will win it out. We'll find out who is going to be the victor there in just a bit. Stay around, guys. We are going to be getting into our next match, which is going to be the grand finals of the inaugural Southeast Asian League. You don't want to tune on out for this, because this is going to be another great 6-map affair with Singapore already, with a run map bye from the upper bracket.